So what are the challenges of leading in the digital age? There are a lot of challenges. We know a global pandemic put us all on video calls. Zoom became our friend, a new word in our lexicon of language, but there are actually more that we want to talk about. Number one, it's the constant idea of living with a healthy work-life balance in a 365, 24/7 world. This has been happening to us. Technology alone has created an availability, even on airplanes, that you're not away from email. At night, you get email, you get dings. There's all types of issues in the digital age, and it's a challenge for us on top of a global pandemic because we feel like we have to be on all the time. The second one is really with the flexibility to work, it's the whole idea of influence, and influence is really more important in this season than positional power. In the past, people would trade on certifications, they would trade on their PhD in this and that, they would trade on their expertise. But with technology, there's so much more content, there's so much more opportunities for certifications and for learning, and so therefore influence is the name of the game more than positional power. And it's difficult in leading in a digital age because you can't just trade off of positional power, you have to trade on influence, and that's unique and different. The third is the saturation of content, like we've talked about, means that you need to be really, really good with visual tools, with interactive tools, things that take content and make them relevant. And that's been a situation in the past where people had normal, you go to a seminar, you have certain things, but in the digital age, content is king and content is everywhere. And so your ability to explain, your ability to convey big ideas in a specific way increases your influence. The fourth one is, since the world's more complex, leaders have to solve problems through agile collaborative teams more than highly certified or highly trained individuals. It's a team-based economy. It's a team-based world because we have teams working on things. No longer it's one person with a high positional title who can get everyone in one room and solve things. It requires a collaborative approach. And agile teams make it more difficult. It's more people. You have to learn how to influence a little bit more effectively. And then lastly, the technology has led to this digitally connected, almost dispersed teams concept where you've got teams around the world creating all types of communication and relationship issues. Throw on top of that a global pandemic. So really this is it's not as much of a tool as it is an explanation of what people have to overcome to be very effective. And so becoming really good at the digital age, becoming really good at leadership means that you're going to have to think differently. You're going to have to use tools, you're going to use influence, you're going to leverage teams, and you're going to have to do it in a dispersed remote region. Everyone at GiANT from the very beginning has been remote. We have teams in London, that's where Steve and I built the business in the very beginning, to our teams in Atlanta and Naples, Florida, and Lexington, Kentucky, and Albuquerque, and wherever. So our teams have already been used to this. But your team might not be. And the realities are we're really being affected by this digital age and global pandemic to the way that we work. And the best leaders are those who can nimbly figure out a way to do it and to use influence as their friend as they learn how to lead in a really disruptive era.